Hello YouTube! In this video I'm going to show you how I make my fullers onto the custom made knives on my milling machine. I decided to make a fuller in this knife about this long. I think about it's 8 centimeters. Now I drill the holes before and then I make the fuller. Now I mark everything with a steel needle. Okay, I go in with a fuller 15 millimeters. And here 14. Just for the holes, I make this line. All the holes are exactly in line and exactly middled with the fuller. Okay, now I'm going to measure how long I will make the fuller. I think I take it from the tip down here almost to the front where it looks awesome, and I'm taking a 12 millimeter round mill, finger mill. As you see, it's pretty much a finger with a round nose, and as I said, 8 centimeters. Pretty good. I'm gonna make it 9 overall. So from here to here, I want to start at 5 millimeters because the mill has 12 and I don't sink it completely in. I only go about 2 millimeters deep. So I think with 5 millimeters, pretty exactly where the mill starts. So from here, every centimeter, and I have 8 holes. And that looks pretty awesome. So now I'm going to punch the holes on my center punch, automatic punch. They're all perfectly. Then we're going to drill them and then mill the fuller. Okay, now I'm going to pre-drill the holes with a 3.5 drill, and then at the end with a 6 millimeter drill we make the holes. So the fuller should be about 8 to 9 millimeters. I have already made a fuller on this knife with this technique, but this is just 1.5 millimeters deep and I got 7 millimeters width. 7.5. So we should be at about 8 millimeters, 8.5 millimeters there. And that means I took 5 millimeter holes. Okay, now all the holes drilled. Now we don't need to deburr any hole because we're gonna mill over it anyway. One main thing, or one main reason why I'm gonna put it on the table is because then I can align the holes. As you see with these bolts, I'm aligning the holes to the machine, and the machine fits perfectly to the machine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Forget to take out the rods, else you cannot mill there, so you will not forget it. Clamp it completely. So it should be pretty tight clamp here. I'm going to search the hole middle, and then I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate the tool and look around, and as I see, I need to go this way a little bit, so that's what I did. Now I'm going to switch on the machine and go down a little bit and see how good it deburrs, how centered it is, and if it's centered then it's perfect, else I'm going to correct it a little bit, and then I'm going to mill to the other side. Okay, now as I see, I'm a little bit off to the left from my side and a little bit to the upper side, so I'm gonna go down for 1/10 of a millimeter, clamp the axis, and then go to the other side also 1/10 of a millimeter, and try again. Okay, now it looks pretty awesome centered. Now I'm gonna zero everything here and clamp the axis. That's the easiest way, so I don't get anywhere in this direction or in this direction. So I only can go this way where the fuller is. And now I'm gonna take the height in between one of the holes, go to 0 and put it down 1.8 millimeters, because 0.2 millimeters we leave for the rest, for finishing, fine working. And I'm gonna put it, clamp the axis here, put it to 0, and we go 80 millimeters. Now I'm gonna turn it. One turn, 1.5 turns, so I'm in between the holes. And I got zeroed now, and back go to 0 here, and exactly over the hole, and I'm going to push it down to 1.8 millimeters and mill over to the other side. Now I'm going to measure the thickness of the blade again, so I don't make any mistakes, and we have 5.4 millimeters, 5.4. So I should have 1.4 millimeter left at the end in between the fullers, and that's enough. Perfect. And I forgot to count, but I figured out, or I calculated, that I should end up at a 2 millimeter, because I have 3 millimeter increments, and 80 divided by 3, there's 2 left. So the 2 millimeter will perfectly centered at the last hole, and the fuller is perfectly centered to all the holes. Now I'm going to put it down to 2 millimeters and mill back. Oh no, I'm going to have it back here, because I always put it in this direction, the workpiece, and the mill in the other direction, so I stay at this cycle, because calculating the rotations is easier. Yeah, and the play of the axis also doesn't need to be calculated within. So again, and the fuller is finished, at least on one side, and the other side I'm gonna do it the same, exactly the same. Just flip the blade on the other side, try to mount it anyhow there, and exactly, but I will find out, figure out a solution. Now fuller's finished, all the holes are perfectly in line, turned out as I expected it and as I wanted it, and gonna make some fileworks at the back here, but first of all I'm gonna grind and polish the blade style here, finish it up, and then the blade is almost finished and ready for heat treating. When it's polished, this surface stays black. It's just gonna get a cross grind at the end, and or a length grind, we will see, but it will stay slightly black. And filework at the back, as I said, and yeah, and that's how I made my fullers at almost all my knives, like this one, like this one. When I don't have the holes, I just mark them, as you can see here. Here's this very small line, I think maybe you can see it, and here also I just marked it with a needle, with a tungsten carbide needle, scratched the surface, painted it blue in before so I can see the lines much better, and then I just, here I have a very straight surface, I put it in the vise so I have the perfect line, and then I just put it in the mill, drive over until I hit the line on both sides, and at the end 2/10 of a millimeter again, so to the left and to the right to finish it up. And at this one I just took a 6mm ball mill, and I got a little deeper also, 2mm deep, so I got a very round fuller. It's not as flat as these fullers are, it's very round, very deep, so it's more kind of a groove than a fuller, but it also takes away some weight, and it's mostly about the look. So yeah, these are my fullers, and the finished knives I will show you in other videos. These 3 pieces and some others, and yeah. Now, I hope you liked my video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, leave me a comment if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.